Hello, Turbo Girl. Nice to see you again.
Hello, teacher. What am I going to learn today?
Well, today's lesson is on percentage. Ready to start?
Sure. Please start the lesson.
Let me start with an example of a percentage. Here is a percentage and we read it as 35%. The symbol is written and read as percent. 35% means 35 out of 100. So if I have 100 apples here and 35 apples are red, I can say that 35% of the apples are red.
So what is percentage?
Percentage is one way of expressing a part or portion of a whole based on 100. Some daily examples will be like the marks you score in your tests and exams. Example, 83%. Sales discounts, example, 20% off. An interest rate that the banks offer when you put money in the bank to save or when you borrow money from the bank. Example, 4% interest per annum.
Okay, I think I know now. Ask me a question to test me.
If a square is divided into 100 equal parts and 73 parts are shaded, can you tell me what fraction of the square is shaded?
Since 73 parts out of 100 parts are shaded, I know that 73 over 100 of the squares are shaded.
Now, do you know what percentage of the square is shaded?
Yes, 73 parts out of the 100 parts that make up the whole. Therefore, 73% of the square is shaded.
Good work! From here, we know that 73% can also be written as a fraction, 73 over 100.
Okay, does that mean that the percentages can be written as decimals too? I know I can write a fraction as a decimal. For example, 73 over 100 is equal to 0.73. Does that mean that 73% can be written as 0.73?
You are right. A percentage can be written as both a fraction and a decimal.
So, teacher, can all the percentages be converted into fractions? If so, can you show me how?
Let's take your maths mark as an example. You scored 85% for your maths test. Out of 100 marks, 85% is 85 marks. Thus, we can write that in fraction as 85 over 100. When reduce that to the simplest form, it is 17 over 20. Thus, 85% is equals to 17 over 20. Turbo Girl, can you write 60% as a fraction?
60% is 60 out of 100. So, 60% equals to 60 over 100. And when reduced to the simplest form, it is 3 over 5.
Likewise, we can convert a fraction to a percentage. There are two methods of doing that. The first method is that you multiply the fraction by 100%. For example, 3/4 is equals to 3/4 times 100%, which is equals to 75%. For the second method, you have to use the concept of equivalent fraction for conversion. That is, you change the denominator of the fraction to 100. So 3/4 is equals to 75 over 100. 75 out of 100 is 75%. Turbo Girl, you try the next question. Express 2/5 as a percentage.
2 over 5 equals to 2 over 5 times 100%, which is equals to 40%.
Good.
Can we change percentage to decimal?
Oh yes, you can change the percentage into fraction and then it can be converted to a decimal. Express 55% as a decimal. 55% is equals to 55 divided by 100, which is equals to 0.55. Here is another example for you. Express 43% as a decimal. 43% is equals to 43 divided by 100, which is equals to 0.43.
Teacher, that's easy.
Likewise, we can change a decimal into percentage by multiplying the decimal by 100%. For example, 0.6 is equals to 0.6 times 100%, which is equals to 60%. Turbo Girl, you do the next question. Express 0.24 as a percentage.
I change 0.24 to percentage by multiplying 0.24 by 100%. 0.24 equals to 0.24 times 100%, which is equals to 24%.
Well done, Turbo Girl.
I have learned to express parts of a whole with a base of 100 as percentage. What if the whole is not 100?
Good question. Let's take a look at this question. Express 150 out of 300 as a percentage. Firstly, we make the expression a fraction. So, 150 out of 300 is equals to 150 over 300. We can then reduce it to the base of 100. So, 150 over 300 is equals to 50 over 100. Therefore, 150 out of 300 is 50%. Alternatively, we can also simply multiply the fraction by 100%. So 150 over 300 times 100% is equals to 50%. Turbo Girl, try this. Express 175 out of 500 as a percentage.
First, I make the expression a fraction. So, 175 out of 500 equals to 175 over 500. We can then reduce it to the base of 100. 175 over 500 equals to 35 over 100. Therefore, 175 out of 500 is 35%.
I brought $10 out with me this morning, and I spent $4 on lunch just now.
Can you tell me what percentage of my money did I spend on lunch?
You spent $4 out of $10. That is 4 over 10. To make that a percentage, I multiply it by 100%. 4 over 10 times 100% equals to 40%. I know you spent 40% of your money on lunch.
Well done, Turbo Girl. Let's now learn to find how much is a part of a whole given the percentage and the whole. Let's look at this question. There are 50 pupils in this class. 30% of them are girls. How many pupils are girls? First, we identify the whole, which is 50 pupils. Out of the 50 pupils, 30% of them are girls. Next, we need to find the number of girls. Therefore, we need to find out how many is 30% out of 50. 30% out of 50 pupils is equals to 30 over 100 times 50, which is 15. So, 15 pupils are girls.
Teacher, let me solve the next question.
Okay, try this. There are 250 beads in a box. 50% of them are red. How many red beads are there?
I know that 50% of 250 beads are red. So I have to find out how many is 50% out of 250. 50% of 250 beads equals to 50 over 100 times 250, which is equals to 125. There are 125 red beads.
Here is a problem which is slightly different. 40% of 200 pupils wear spectacles. How many pupils do not wear spectacles? First, we find out what percentage represents the group of pupils who do not wear spectacles. 100% minus 40% is equals to 60%. 60% of the pupils do not wear spectacles. So 60% of the pupils is equals to 60 over 100 times 200, which is equals to 120. So 120 pupils do not wear spectacles. Your turn to try and solve a problem. There are 150 balls in a box. 50 of the balls are red and 20% of the remaining is blue, while the rest are yellow. How many blue balls are there?
First, we take away 50 red balls from the box, leaving only 100 blue and yellow balls in the box. We find out how many is 20% of these 100 balls. 20% of the balls equals to 20 over 100 times 100, which is equals to 20. There are 20 blue balls.
Excellent work, Turbo Girl. Turbo Girl, what have you learned today?
I have learnt that percentage is one way of expressing a part or a portion of a whole based on 100. We read this symbol as percent, and 35% means 35 out of 100. Percentage can also be written as a fraction or as a decimal. To convert a percentage to fraction, we know that 35% is 35 out of 100, so it is equals to 35 over 100. Finally, we must remember to reduce that to the simplest form. Likewise, we can convert a fraction to a percentage. There are two methods of doing that. The first method is that you multiply the fraction by 100%. The second method is that you use the concept of equivalent fraction to change the denominator of the fraction to 100 before making it a percentage. To convert a percentage to decimal, first, we change the percentage into fraction. Then we convert it to decimal. Likewise, we can change the decimal to percentage by multiplying the decimal by 100%. I have also learned how to express parts of a whole with a base other than 100 as a percentage. Firstly, we change the base to 100 before making it a percentage. Alternatively, we multiply the fraction by 100%. We can also find how much is a part of a whole given the percentage and the whole. Firstly, we identify the whole and we find how many is represented by the percentage given.
Well done, Turbo Girl. See you at the next lesson.